Hey everybody, how's it going? This video is about Space Hulk style bases, and as you've seen in my Deathwing and previous videos, when they were on the video, you probably noticed their bases. And the whole point of these bases was to look fairly Space Hulk-like. It's like they're on some type of vessel, be it Imperial or otherwise, and it's been derelict, aka Space Hulk, and so it's dirty and grimy, and just to set the mood. So I've done that, and I've had to make more because I'm making my Belial model finally, and plus I got like Terminator Armored Librarian I want to paint just for the commands, to make a full HQ command section. And so I thought I'd do a video on it. The first step, this is how I make Space Hulk bases. Some people do it differently. This is how I do it. First step is you need screening. Get plastic screening. Plastic screening does not kink when you bend it. It'll go back to shape. It's safer to work with. It won't cut you, and overall, I think glue takes better to it. There's two types of screening: metal and plastic. The metal one is unforgiving. It's annoying to work with. You can cut yourself on it because it's fairly rigid. So the plastic one is the best bet. I don't know how much it is, but a little bit goes a long way. I've made, judging by the circles, probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, around 17 bases so far. So it's working pretty well. Then you can get yourself some bases. And put PVA glue on the bases. Don't use other glue. Don't use other glue. I suggest PVA glue. Zap-A-Gate may be quicker, but the whole point of this is it's not about quickness. It's about making sure it's on there and securely and safely. So you get a smear PVA glue all over the entire base. Don't use too much because it'll seep through the grills or the holes in the screen. That won't be a problem for painting, and just cause a mess. Either way, we're gonna get some glue going through it. I put a little bit too much glue on some of these. So don't do this on your nice table or anything like that. Do it on a table that has a glass cover or a plexiglass cover or whatever, Lexan or plexiglass. I guess plexi also. A Lexan cover, something that's glass-like. And why? Because you can, what I did last night before I went to bed is I checked up on them and I pulled them carefully up off the table because I had glue on it, and then I was able to take the glue easily off the glass table without damaging the surface. It's only PVA glue, but you don't want to take risk on damaging your nice dining room table. So that's that. And then you put them face down as you see here, and leave them sitting for 24 hours. You want to make sure they're good and glued. They're not going to come off. Then what you do is you take your X-Acto blade or your hobby knife. Be careful, anybody out there who's underage or anything like that, and you go around the corner, the circumference of it, or the whatever. I don't know why I'm not making a word. I don't know why I'm using random words now, but go around the edge of the base. Put your knife flush. There we go. Flush up against it, and go around the entire thing. And then be sure to get check it every so often by lifting it up carefully, and then make sure you get all the pieces so it comes right out. If you do accidentally rip up some of these screening from the base, like a lip forms and it kind of pops up, don't worry about that. You can fix that with Zap-A-Gate. You can do little repair jobs like that with Zap-A-Gate. But once you do that, you're going to end up with a base like this. Notice how it's got pieces sticking up like this over the edge. You're going to want to trim them up with your plastic clippers. Don't try and trim it with your X-Acto knife. This will take too long. Be as precise as you can, but don't worry about having extras hang over, because you can just clip that with your X-Acto. Oh, not your X-Acto, with your plastic sprue clippers. So once you clip it, then you can put plastic card or any other bits you want on it, and you'll have this. My suggestion with the plastic card is let it overhang and then clip it after it's dry. But you just want to make sure that the screen is nice and flush before you do this. Once you do that, you're going to want to base coat it. Black. Chaos Black. Completely. And once you have a base coated Chaos Black, you then dry brush it with bulk gum metal over the entire surface. Just get the entire thing base coated. Dry brush with bulk gum metal. You don't want to get too much bulk gum metal into the recesses of the grating or the grills. If you do, it's okay. Don't worry about it. but you just want to get all the grills covered, and any part you want to stay metallic, you want it dry brushed over as well. Any parts you want color, don't worry about it. If you get metallics over, you can always paint over that. And then after that, you're going to want to choose a color, because or else it'll be kind of bland and kind of really metallic and gray looking, which isn't so bad, but I like to have a little bit of color on there to give the base a little bit of life to it. So I chose the Yanden Dark Sun, which is a yellow, and then a yellow type color, and I put it over these parts here on the floor. Then I painted on those, obviously, made sure it was good and covered. After that, you can dry brush with some bulk on the represented being scraped up. I didn't do that on this particular base. What I did is I dry brushed, like I do on all my bases, Beast Shield Brown onto parts of it. And I made sure to try and get it into the recesses a bit here and there. This represents grime and dirt. And remember, this is a Space Hulk themed base. It's not a pristine warship base. It's going to look dirty and overall unpleasant. You can do it with blood, make it look like dried blood here and there too if you wanted to. That's cool. Then after you do that, you give it a wash of Devil Mud over all the parts that are brown, and then over parts that aren't brown a little bit, just to have it like bleed into a little bit, look like the grime is increasing in area. Once that's fully dried, and the key is to make sure it's fully dried, then you dry brush over everything else with Bedazzled Black, including the brown parts. Make it a light brushing of Bedazzled Black over the brown, and then as heavy as you want over the rest of the parts. You do that to make it pop more. It really, what's the word? It really makes the grading stand out. The screening, I should say, stand out well. And if you've got any bulk metal in the recess of the screening, this will really make it stand out, so it doesn't look like it doesn't look bland. Overall, it makes it pop. What I did here for Belial's base, I added some tubing and kind of look like vents that came up and were destroyed, which is why they're on angles. And looks like they're burned. I just gotta put Chaos Black in that one to make it look like it's, going somewhere, like a hole. You can have whatever you want. Plastic card tubing looks like tubes running across a wall area. You can add take an old Rhino door that you haven't used for some reason, maybe because it was a Predator kit, and take that Rhino door you didn't use, chop it up a bit, make it look like a chain fist or explosives happen. They you blasted open a door. So you can have parts of it on the base as well. Pretty much you add accents as much as you want. Just remember, have a base of screening and then put everyone over it so it kind of looks industrial, looks Space Hulky. And then you put your model on top of it. And there you go. That's pretty much a Space Hulk base. You can use it any shape base. I have a Teleport Homer on a square base, so I did it on a square base area. And you can do that on that. You can do it on cavalry bases if you want to make more objective markers or stratagem stuff or whatever you want for your Space Hulk themed games using actual Space Hulk rules, or just from army themed like they're boarding a Space Hulk. So I hope this helped anybody who might have thought about doing it and gave you guys some inspiration. One key thing, as you notice on the back of these, they have the holes where you would drill for peg models like the Terminator Chaplain or the Terminator Librarian. If you plan to field a Terminator Librarian on this, like I do, and have a Terminator Chaplain on a base like this, do the steps I said, but before you get up to painting it, get up to this, and then figure out where you're going to, or even before this, once you get the screening on it, you can even do it before that, figure out where you're going to drill the hole to have your base, to have your miniature mounted. Drill that hole and then use your clippers and some files and clippers and cutters carefully to clip out the screening from the hole, and then it'll fit fine, no problem. And then you just go on from there, putting your plastic card where you want it. So yeah, the only thing that's going to be a problem, kind of a problem with is like slit bases. You can put even with that, you can just do it, cut the slit open area, put the slit in there, and then maybe save some screening and glue screening over that. I haven't done that because I'm doing it only for Terminator bases. But peg bases are no problem. The open slit part, that much like a bunch of pewter 28mm models come with, that could be a problem. I don't know. I never had to worry about it. So hope you've enjoyed, and feel free to comment away and expand upon this idea. So until next time, take it easy.